Hello, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to be doing some prenatal yoga that is safe for ladies in any stage of their pregnancy journey, whether you're newly pregnant in your first trimester or whether you're about to pop in your third. This class is just very easy, gentle, and safe for you. When I record classes like this, I always like to make sure they're super basic and simple, because if you're going to be doing a more complex yoga practice, things that are a little bit more balance heavy or a little bit more advanced, if you're not used to doing yoga, if you don't have a regular practice that is established before you became pregnant, it can actually be not safe to do certain yoga poses without the proper guidance of someone who is experienced in prenatal yoga. So I just wanted to preface that a little bit, just to be careful when you're doing certain things that you might see on the internet, just to be really careful and gentle with your body. So today's class is going to be for pelvic girdle or pelvic lattice pain. So this is a nice gentle class that can help you alleviate some pain and tension that might be developing in this area. So for today's class, you might want a yoga block or a yoga strap. I am currently traveling right now, so I don't have either of those. So I'm going to, at one point, use my shawl as a strap, and instead of a block, I'm going to be using a personal-sized watermelon. You can get creative. You can use like a thicker book, like a dictionary or something. What we're going to do with it is we're going to be putting it in between our thighs. So if you want to pause the video really quick and grab something that would work, that is about the size of a personal watermelon, that would be awesome. And a towel or like thin shawl, blanket, a pair of leggings. Like, get creative if you don't have a yoga strap, because we might be using that later on as well. So let's jump straight into it. We are going to be starting in a seated position for our centering and meditation. You might want to put a little cushion under your hips to kind of elevate the hips and create more space in that area. If sitting on the floor is really painful for you right now, or just if you're experiencing a lot of discomfort, you can also sit in a chair, or you can grab a nice yoga ball and sit on that as well, and just have your feet firmly planted into the ground. Kind of balance yourself on that yoga ball and slowly start to close your eyes, taking some nice gentle light breaths here, in and out, allowing the breath to naturally flow in and out of your body, allowing all tension to melt away here. Light, slow, and gentle. Feeling the hips melting down, either into your mat, your cushion, or the yoga ball. Allowing the mind to be completely clear, free from any outside thoughts or distractions. Allowing yourself to be completely present here in this moment. Still allowing those breaths to naturally come in and out of the body, very light and gentle. Sending that breath energy in through your mouth, down your throat, into your lungs, and allowing that energy to diffuse down your abdomen, down your belly, and into that pelvic girdle, into the pelvic lattice. That intricate, beautiful weaving of muscles right by your root chakra. That bowl that is holding up your baby and all of your other organs, your uterus. Really sending that breath energy down the body into this pelvic area and allowing it to relax. Taking the breath in through the nose, filling the lungs completely with fresh air, and blowing the breath out with pursed lips, like you're blowing a kiss. Sending that breath down the midline, through our energy center, down to our root, down to our pelvic lattice. Kind of like a whistle. Letting all tension melt away. Completely present here in this moment. Taking a moment here to connect in with your baby. You can take your hands to your abdomen if that feels nice. Maybe some gentle rubs here. I'm not currently pregnant, but I'll pretend I am for the moment. Dear future baby. And I'll send some loving energy out to you and yours. Hey babies. So much love out to you right now. So much love, healing energy, energy for growth. You're starting to get a little bigger and you're starting to cause mama a little discomfort. So let's turn your baby's growth and their health into healing energy for your own body, for your own pelvic lattice, pelvic girdle, pelvic bowl, whatever you want to call it. Babies on the inside have healing energies too, so let's call upon that. Thank you, babies. And let's start bringing some gentle movements into our bodies. You can rock forwards and backwards if you're on the ground, or if you're in a chair or a birth ball, yoga ball. You can rock forwards and backwards too. Just kind of rocking on the sits bones, allowing our hips to melt deeper into the mat, into whatever surface your hips are planted against. Just gently rocking forwards and backwards. Still allowing that breath to naturally flow in and out of your body. In and out. And let's kind of gently start to rock side to side here. Kind of tilting to one side, tilting to the other side. Just moving around, doing whatever feels comfortable for you here. Enjoying that fresh flow of oxygen. Maybe sending that healing breath energy down to your lower back area as well. All around the hips, your belly, and your lower back. Sending that healing energy down through the mouth, through the throat, into the lungs, and then diffusing down into your hip space, into your belly, into your uterus. And slowly coming back to stillness here in the center. Let's just take a moment, settling back into our center. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths if that feels good in this moment. And just really tuning inwards. Okay, let's take the left arm here and just bringing it across that right leg. We're stretching the right arm up, deep breath in, and just a very gentle stretch to the side. Very, very gentle here. We're not trying to go super far over, just keeping a very light, nice stretch here in the side body, traveling all the way down into the side of that right hip. Nice deep breaths here. Deep breath in, coming back up. Exhaling, let's melt that right arm down. Uncrossing the left. Coming back into our center, taking a deep breath in. Exhaling to release. Wonderful, let's cross the right arm over that left thigh. Deep breath in, bringing the left arm up. Sorry if I said that opposite, I'm mirroring you. Right arm over the left thigh. Exhaling over. Nice gentle side stretch here, nice deep breaths. Breathing into the side body, sending that breath all the way down into the side of your hip. Melting, melting, melting. Nice, light and gentle. Some feel-good stretches right now. Shouldn't be uncomfortable, it shouldn't be painful, it should feel good. Listen to your body. On our next inhale, let's lift up. Exhaling, melting that arm down. And uncrossing the right arm. Taking a moment here, maybe bringing your fingertips down to the mat on either side of your hips and just grounding in. So now we're all down on our mats, on the floors, maybe still with a cushion under our hips. But from here, we're going to slowly start to transitioning on to our hands and knees. So very slowly, nice, conscious, mindful movements. Moving at your own pace. Slowly starting to shift the hips, taking the legs out from under you. Slowly working our way into a position on our hands and knees. So our knees are directly below our hips here, and our wrists are directly beneath our shoulders. You can take a little cushion under your knees here if that feels good. Maybe pause the video and grab if you have like a foam cushion. Or sometimes I like to do is fold the mat. If you can see what I'm doing here, just folding the mat a couple of times and placing that under your knees. If you have sensitive knees, those can be some nice things to do for you to alleviate some of that pressure. Maybe, if you're on a carpet, that might feel nice. Or folding up a couple of sweaters or sweatshirts or something, a couple of shirts under the knees. But if your knees feel good here, then no need for any of that. Those are just some options. So let's start to draw some circles here with the hips. We're coming forwards and backwards with the upper body as well, just kind of moving around, doing whatever feels best. Some free movement here. Free movement, maybe circling the opposite direction. Just starting to open up this hip space a little bit. Want this to feel good, nice, gentle, soothing movements. Baby is definitely going to be asleep after this if they aren't already. They love this like kind of rocking, gentle, like soothing movements. So like, yes. Or even like walking around. Babies love, that's why babies generally sleep a little bit more during the day for a lot of women, because like that back and forth of like the rocking motion like lulls them to sleep. It's really cute. So we're coming back into the center here. Again, our shoulders are right above the wrists and the hips are right above the knees. We want to make sure our body is even here, giving our bodies lots of loving support. And now just a gentle cat-cow, not even kind of just only doing the hips right now. Generally we would do a full, but just right now, just like kind of light and gentle, just rocking the hips up and down, rounding that lower back, tucking the hips under, and then kind of pressing the belly down, arching the back, flipping the hips up. So just kind of slowly moving back and forth, listening to your own body, going at your own pace. And then as we're moving, we're slowly kind of bringing the head into it, tucking the chin in as we're rounding up into that cow, and lifting the chin up, opening up the chest as we're sinking down into that cow. Nice, slow, gentle, intentional movements here. Slowly working through those vertebrae. Nice, gentle movement for the back and the abdomen here. Do a few more. Working with the breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. And getting a little bit of a stretch in the front of our belly and some of those muscles. And let's slowly come back into the center here. Taking a few deep breaths. So here we're really firmly planting the palms of our hands into the mat. We have our fingers spread out. Each fingertip is anchoring us down into the mat. Finding our balance here. Balance between the hands and the legs. So here we're going to be lifting our right leg up. So just kind of play around with that a little bit, like shifting the back half of your weight onto that left leg. Again, bringing a cushion under the knee if that feels best for your body right now. So once you kind of feel comfortable here, like you can hold your balance a little bit, we're going to keep that foot flexed. Maybe let's flex both of those feet here. So we're kind of tucking the toes under, flexing both of those feet. And we are slowly lifting the right leg up, keeping that leg bent, just like that. And let's bring it back down. Inhaling as we lift up. Exhaling, bringing it back down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, bringing it back down. On this one, let's hold. So lifting that leg up to hold for a moment. We're building some strength in that pelvic lattice. Maybe even a little bit of balance here. Feeling those thigh muscles. And let's slowly float that leg back down. You can untuck the toes here for the moment if you'd like. Just recentering, taking some deep breaths. Feeling our weight evenly distributed across the palms, bringing our awareness and attention to this area. Nice deep breaths here, sending that breath all the way throughout the body. And you can focus on bringing the air in through the mouth, down the throat, into the lungs, and then diffusing down the abdomen and down the back into that pelvic bowl, pelvic girdle, pelvic lattice. All right, let's tuck the toes back under here, shall we? Again, focusing on balancing our weight, evenly distributing the weight across the hands and our knees here. And again, kind of transitioning the back half of the weight onto the right side now, and just seeing if you can lift that left leg up at all, kind of finding your balance in this area. All right, once you're there, you can slowly lift that left leg up, keeping the leg bent, keeping that foot flexed. Deep breath in, and exhaling, bringing that leg back down. Inhaling, lifting the leg up. Exhaling, floating the leg back down. Lifting the leg up. Exhaling, floating that leg back down. One more, let's lift up to hold. Holding this position here for a few breaths. Nice deep breaths in through the body, sending that breath down, down to baby, down to the lattice of your pelvic bowl. And slowly floating that left leg back down, untucking the toes. And let's float our hips backwards. We're keeping the chest lifted up, just coming into a seated position on the knees here. Just taking a few moments, allowing that breath to circulate throughout your body. You're coming back to your center, focusing the mind in on this present moment, in on our practice. Really allowing that healing energy to flow throughout the body. Back onto our hands and knees here. Lifting back up, tucking the toes under, firmly planting the palms of our hands into the mat. Fingertips spread out, our weight is evenly distributed across the palms. Same in the back with our toes. Each little toe is anchoring us into the mat. And whenever you feel ready, like nice, slow, intentional, gentle movements, feeling no need to rush, we're going to slowly start to lift up into a downwards dog. So making sure the weight is evenly distributed, right? Kind of maybe bringing the hips forwards and backwards a little bit, like bringing some movement into the body. If you're feeling good here, let's slowly start to lift up. Very, very slowly. No rush. Keeping the knees bent here. Feeling the palms of our hands still pressing down. Feeling the balls of our feet and our toes anchoring us into the mat. Nice even distribution of weight, allowing the head to be like light. You can shake it back and forth, you can shake it up and down, holding no tension in that neck area or in the shoulders. Now doing whatever feels best for your body, doing some free movement, maybe alternating back and forth with bending legs. Doing whatever feels best, listening to your body. You can come back down onto the hands and knees at any point here if you need a little rest. I always advocate for listening to the body, being really intentional, but especially in pregnancy, it is so, so important. And also listening to your baby's body as well as your own. Have two people to listen to now. The two most important people, you and your baby. All right, so here we're in the downwards dog with the bent knees, feeling the hips pressing upwards towards the sky, and just very slowly We are finding our way up the mat, so kind of tiptoeing our feet slowly up the mat. We're coming up the mat. Our feet are coming towards our hands, just very slowly. Our feet are still about hip width apart here, and let's fully release over those legs, allowing the head to hang nice and heavy, the arms to hang nice and heavy. And very slowly here, we're just slowly rolling our way up into a standing position. So slowly finding our way up into this standing position. So you can see my whole body. So our feet are hip width apart, feeling the balls of our feet, feeling our heels, feeling all of our toes spreading out and kind of planting themselves into the floor, into the mat, into the ground. Maybe close the eyes, turning internal, looking inwards. And just finding our balance here in the space. Maybe bringing the hands down to the belly, checking in with baby. Now here, let's bend the knees. Bringing our chest forward a little bit, slowly just bending the knees, sinking further and further down, trying our best to keep our back kind of flat here, kind of tucking those hips under a little bit, not too much, still want it to feel nice and comfortable. Nice gentle knees, you can kind of bring a bounce to the knees a little bit, you don't want them stuck. And maybe here we're sending our arms forward into a full chair pose. We're building strength in our pelvic muscles. Nice deep breaths here again, in through the nose, into the mouth, down the throat, into the lungs, and then diffusing all over our entire body. Let's diffuse that oxygen and those nutrients to our legs, to our arms, to our baby, to our pelvis, diffusing it everywhere. Giving our muscles the energy they need. Nice, strong, powerful pose here. Again, at any point you can come out of this pose if it's not feeling great for you. Keeping up with those deep breaths. Feeling that strength building within your body. Again, remembering to listen to your body. You can release this position at any time. Doing what feels best for you. You can come in and out of it if that feels good. Maybe trying a few of these, inhaling up, exhaling, pressing down. And then coming back to hold for a few more moments. All right, let's release. Maybe give the arms a little gentle shake out. And giving the legs a little gentle shake out. And we're slowly finding our way back down to the mat. Just standing for a few moments there. Again, nothing too crazy. So let's lift our hips up over the knees. And we're gently sending that right leg forwards, just into like a very gentle lunge here. Keeping the knee right above the ankle in the front. No, we're not lunging super far forwards like this. We're keeping our body right above our hips, keeping our hips right above that back knee. Nothing too crazy. Putting some cushion under that back knee if that feels good. In here, we're going to take our left arm, just crossing it over that right thigh like we did earlier. Nice gentle twist. We're not twisting all the way. We don't want to do deep twists, not in pregnancy, just nice gentle. Let's lift that arm over the head. Nice gentle side stretch. Very, very light and gentle. Nice gentle stretching, keeping that air flowing in and out of the body. Releasing that arm down, untwisting, we're facing forwards here. Seeing if you can come a little bit forward over that front leg, maybe bringing the hands down to the mat if that feels good. You might have a belly in your way. Sometimes it helps if instead of going right over the leg, to kind of bring your belly over this opening area, like that. And bring both hands here on the inside of the leg. Or you can keep yourself up like this. Whatever's feeling good for your body. Getting that nice stretch throughout the hips. Slowly lifting back up. We're going to be sending that right leg backwards. Again, slowly taking your time. We're not in a rush here. Taking a few breaths here in this position. Bringing that left leg forward. Again, in the front, knee right above the front ankle. Hips right above that right knee. No crazy lunging right now, let's just keep it basic. Taking our right arm now, crossing it over the left thigh. Nice, very, very gentle twisting. Again, no deep twisting in pregnancy, especially not early pregnancy. No deep twisting, just very gentle, gentle spinal twists. Lifting that left arm up, kind of getting that mild stretch down the side body. Nice deep breaths here, you can do that. Oxygen flowing throughout the body. Releasing the left arm, uncrossing that right arm. Here you can bring the arms down. If that feels good, you can stay up. If that feels better, listening to your body, doing what feels best, and not pushing yourself too far. Come back up. Sending that left leg backwards. Slow, gentle movements. Coming back down onto our knees. Okay, let's come onto our hips. Bringing our legs in front of us. Okay, so here, we're feeling our hips planting down into the mat, feeling the bottoms of our feet, connecting with the mat. Really feeling that relaxation. Let's take a moment here to be mindful of our bodies and connecting in with that pelvic lattice. How does it feel right now? Hopefully you're feeling some of that discomfort alleviating at this point. This is if you're really, really feeling that discomfort, or if like you're starting to feel any sciatic pain or lower back pain or anything at this point in pregnancy. This is a wonderful practice to incorporate into your day-to-day. So hopefully you're feeling good here. Let's bring our hands behind us with the fingertips pointing backwards. Keeping our chest open here, shoulder blades are kind of squeezing together just a little bit, not too tightly, just squeezing towards each other. Fingertips pointing backwards, chest open, heart lifted. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, slightly below the knee here. You can bring the leg to a greater degree angle or closer together, kind of playing around with this. This will change the intensity of the position. We're having that left foot flexed. And just taking some deep breaths here, feeling that yummy stretch down the side of our hip into our bum. Nice deep breaths here. Really releasing into this position. Slowly uncrossing that left leg, we're bringing the bottom of our foot back down to connect with the mat. Bringing the right ankle across the left thigh. Again, playing around with that left leg. If you want it more straight, if you want it more bent. Keeping that right foot flexed and feeling that nice stretch down the side of your hip into your bum, maybe feeling it in your lower back a little bit. And crossing that right leg, allowing the bottom of our foot to connect in with the mat. Let's scoot your hips forward towards the end of the mat, getting your object that is the size of a personal watermelon and your yoga strap or similar contraption ready and off to the side where you can easily grab it after you're laying down. So here we have the bottoms of our feet connecting with the mat, our hips are connecting in with the mat. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, slowly rolling down. You're listening to your body here. If you need to incorporate any cushions or maybe transition onto maybe your bed for this, do so now. Pause the video and really allow yourself to get comfortable and using and utilizing any props that you have right now. You really want to make sure that you're enjoying your practice. This practice is for you. So if you're doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, it doesn't really make sense, does it? You really want to be enjoying this. Okay. So here, let's take our yoga block, book or watermelon, whatever, and we're just putting it in between. Let me go this way. We're putting it like right in between our thighs here. So you want a little bit of a space in between your yoni area and the object, right? A little bit of space. Kind of want it in your mid-thigh, I suppose. Right, so you have that object in between your thighs and you're kind of squeezing your thighs here to keep it from falling out. Squeezing those thighs together. But at the same time here, you're allowing your back to be relaxing into the mat, really allowing the shoulders and the arms to melt down, not having any tension residing anywhere in the back, the shoulders, the neck. You know, allowing those muscles of your face to soften. Your jaw is unclenched, right? But you still have your thighs squeezing together. So allowing that balance. Lifting the feet off of the mat. And again, you're allowing your lower back to be relaxed here. Not squeezing those back muscles, just allowing them to melt down into the mat. And just very gently rocking side to side here. Back and forth on the backs of those hips. Nice gentle massage on the backs of your hips. Again, if this is painful, move onto your bed. That'll be more comfortable for you. Or you can even remove that object from your inner thighs. That just helps strengthen that pelvic lattice a little bit, and that's going to decrease your pain. So that's why we have that object there. Keeping the breath flowing in and out of your body, in and out of your lungs. And slowly coming back to stillness here in the center. Lowering the feet down, you can remove that object from in between your thighs. You can actually leave it there for this next one, but I won't be. Not really super necessary, but you can if you want. Unfortunately, the watermelon I was using was pretty slippery, so it was kind of difficult to keep it there, but hopefully if you have a real yoga block, that's much easier to use. All right, so we're feeling the bottoms of our feet planting down into the mat. The palms of our hands are pressing down into the mat. Let's take a deep breath in. We are slowly lifting our hips off of the mat into a bridge position. And as we exhale, we're just slowly floating the hips back down to the mat. Inhaling, lifting the hips up. Exhaling, floating the hips down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, floating the hips down. Again, there's no tension in your shoulders or your upper back. We're just moving the hips up and down. Allowing the muscles of your face to relax, unclenching the jaw, floating the hips back down. Let's do a few more, inhaling up, and exhaling down. You can do a few more of these repetitions, or you can hold your hips at the top here. Kind of squeezing your buns together. Again, here your body is relatively relaxed. Keeping that breath cycling throughout your body and slowly floating the hips back down. allowing all of your back to fully release and rest against the mat. Allowing those shoulder blades to melt down. The brow is unfurrowed. Feeling the weight of the back of your head pressing down against the mat. And allowing yourself to relax here. Now here we're going to cross our left leg over the right, just fully crossing the leg over like you would if you were crossing your legs as you're sitting in a chair, right? You can kind of rock side to side here a little bit if you want. If that feels nice, you can keep your legs at stillness in the center. Doing whatever feels best for your body. Okay. Right now, fully coming back to stillness in the center, lifting our right foot off of the mat, lifting our legs up a little bit. Allowing that bottom right leg to relax here. You don't want to be holding it up like this. You want it to just gently come down, the heel coming towards the back of your thigh there. And slowly lowering the legs back down, we're dropping the bottom of our right foot back down to the mat. Slowly uncrossing that left leg, planting the bottom of our left foot into the mat there. Taking a moment here, coming back to your center. Crossing our right leg now over the left. Again, here you can keep yourself at stillness in the center, or you can rock your legs side to side a little bit if that feels good for you. Listening to your body, doing whatever feels best. Trying your best to keep yourself really relaxed here. Coming back to stillness in the center here if you're moving around a little bit. Coming back to stillness in the center, lifting those legs up. Again, allowing that bottom left leg to just really relax here. You don't want to be holding it up in space. You want to let that foot fall down towards the back of your thigh, towards your bum. Slowly lowering the legs down. The bottom of our left foot is finding the mat. Staying here for a couple of moments. And uncrossing the right leg, pressing the bottom of our foot down into the mat. Now slowly, whenever you feel ready, we are just going to roll on to our side body. If you feel good laying on the ground here, you can actually stay there. But since the women who are enjoying this video are at all stages of their pregnancy, I'm going to invite you to do our ending meditation in a seated position because that's a little friendly for everybody. If this is your first pregnancy and you're only like in your first or second trimester, you might be what is she talking about? When you get towards the end and your belly is very big and you have that weight pressing down on you, it can be super uncomfortable to lay on your back for a long time. So But if you're really, really early along and you have very minimal weight on your uterus right now and on your other organs, said that weird. Anyways, you can stay in that laying position and just start to enter your Savasana meditation. Or you can be on your side with us here and just take a few moments to readjust, to transition, eventually coming up to find a seated position. So again, you can be laying on the mat, flat on your back with your palms flipped facing up. Your feet are rolling out on your back on that Savasana corpse pose for the next few minutes. Or you can slowly transition into a seated position, maybe with a cushion under your hips, for our ending meditation for these next few minutes. So finding whatever position feels best for you right now in this moment. Closing the eyes, tuning inwards, tuning into your baby, maybe bringing your hands again to your lower belly. And allowing yourself to completely relax here in this position. Your body is free from any tension. You are completely relaxed here in this moment. You are in a space of healing. You are in a space of peace and tranquility. Allowing anything that is no longer serving you in this moment to just simply melt away. Here you are present, looking inwards, keeping the mind clear, freeing yourself from any outside thoughts, and allowing yourself these next few minutes of quiet meditation. allowing yourself the grace to float through this meditation completely at ease and at peace. Welcoming that healing energy into your body with every breath you take, and sinking deeper and deeper into this meditation as each moment passes. Slowly beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing some gentle movements back into our physical bodies. Maybe rubbing the palms of the hands together, creating some friction between the palms, waking up those nerve endings. Creating some warmth here. And whenever you feel called to do so, fluttering open the eyes, welcoming your physical surroundings into your visual field. Satnam and Namaste. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me here today in this yoga video. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you're feeling good, and I hope you feel called to incorporate this video into your weekly or daily practice moving forward in your pregnancy. This is a nice little sneak peek of what it's like to do a one-on-one yoga session with me. This one is a little bit more generalized because I am putting it out there on YouTube for anyone to see. So I like to keep it really simple and basic, as I touched upon in the beginning, just to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Because even though yoga is for the most part a very safe practice for pregnancy, it is still very important to be aware of your limitations. because your body is changing quite substantially in pregnancy. You have elastin flowing all over your body, increasing your flexibility, and with that comes an increased risk of injury. Your center of gravity is changing, so your balance might be a little different even day to day. Your body is just going through so many changes right now. So it really is so important to connect with a qualified yoga instructor. So yes, this was a nice demo of what a full-length yoga class with me is like. If you would like more information, please feel free to comment or reach out to me. I will put my websites plural, my midwifery website, as well as my yoga website. Sacred Sunshine Birth and Paravita Yoga are my two sister companies that I bounce back and forth with in regards to birth stuff and yoga stuff. So yes, I would love to work with you. All the information will be in the description box. Feel free to shoot me an email or comment if you have any questions at all regarding my services. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a beautiful pregnancy, birth, and postpartum period into motherhood.